Did you find it an easy way in? Was this something that, say, backers, financiers, whatever, were they like, yeah, here, have some money, go and take on some geothermal heating?
10 years ago, absolutely not. 10 years ago, nobody talked about geothermal energy. Nobody wanted to hear about it. Heat pumps were still quite novel, being demonstrated occasionally, and heat networks are being rolled out with gas CHP as the only heat source. So for the first half of that decade, it was definitely a bit of an uphill battle. But we had a number of very committed clients who wanted to do this, despite some of the risks involved. And we've managed to build some great projects off the back of those committed clients, and the funding they were able to raise internally and also from Scottish Government and other government funding sources. In the last 2 years, it's been a completely different picture. And now there's more work than the current supply chain can provide, including ourselves. We're not turning down work, but we're not doing it as fast as we would like to because we don't have capacity to, and we're growing. So I think there's a real challenge that almost all of the renewable heat companies I speak to are working flat out and passing work quite happily between each other because there's so much going. And that means there's not enough projects being built. And we're not on target for our renewable heat targets. We're not even close. And yet we're all working as hard as we can. So there's clearly a lack of people working on this. And that's not due to lack of people who are interested to work in this space. The number of PhD students who are studying this topic is a very high number across Europe. And yes, optimistically, that's gonna the market is going to just pull people into this industry, and we're going to keep growing really fast. But we're not going to meet our targets without quite a lot of intervention. And I think on a skills perspective, on the installation side, there needs to be a lot of training. I'm very encouraged by what Paul said about also just adding this in as a plug-in across the university courses, because this topic gets overlooked in almost all university courses. But actually, schemes that we saw come out during the pandemic, like the Kickstart scheme, that was very effective at getting people who hadn't had any work experience, who didn't really know what they wanted to do, 6 months, fully paid internship with a company. And if we saw something similar to that allowed early stage career, people at the beginning of their career get an internship that was paid, that the first 6 months coming into a company from a graduate level, you're mostly learning. And so that just softens that journey for both the candidate coming in and the company hiring them. So a green skills focused Kickstart scheme, I would love to see something like that.